Welcome, everyone. My name is Mary Kong-DeVito. This is my husband, Michael DeVito, and we're here to interview Debi Mazar and her husband.
You look so pretty.
Thank you, thank you.
Hi, guys.
Gabriele
How are you?
Corcos,
Ciao.
and they have a show called Extra Virgin on the Cooking Channel. How you doing?
We're good, thank you. We're loving DC. I came here in 1969. My mother was on a Vietnam Peace March as a hippie. I don't remember any of it. I was like my kid's age. And I haven't been back since. I took the Excella in, and I'm like, I love this town. It's so majestic.
Kids, we just do something.
Our children are there. Don't eat any junk. She's a sugar junkie. What kid is it, right?
That might be difficult, seeing as that we're at the Metro Cooking Show.
Well, no, it's just that she's stashing the Halloween stuff. It's like in her room somewhere, hidden behind a book in her bookcase. She thinks I don't know.
We haven't found it yet, so.
I respect that. I have a pocket full of M&Ms as we speak. I really respect the stashing of the candies. It works.
Well, you know, do you guys have kids yet?
Yep.
So wait, like you have to peel them off the wall because they're acting like, you know, like nuts.
Yeah.
You'll see. So you'll be like, oh, let's get the sugar out of the house. Those M&Ms will go away real quick.
So,
Well, do you want me to chime in on that?
so Debi, you're from Queens, New York.
I was born in Queens, but I only lived there for a couple of years because my grandmother, my mother had me at 15. So my grandmother was a big part of, you know, helping raise me. And thank God, because my grandmother could throw down in the kitchen. My mother was 15. She was like, and it was like the early 60s going into the 70s. So she was making things like sukiyaki, things that like, I was like, what is this? It was like, you know, mystery food. She was trying to be ahead of the curve. I have a very profound memory of when my mom first got it together in the kitchen and she made Mexican food. And like, it was the first time I said, oh my God, my mother can actually cook. And she like turned the corner because she became like 20, 21, you know, and finally figured out how to cook. And it was really inspiring. But, you know, for me growing up in New York, you know, like upstairs is the Puerto Ricans, the black couple, Italians, the Irish, the Chinese, like there was like smells wafting through every part of my building. We lived in the projects. And, you know, for me, I just wanted a good story and a better meal than what my mom can cook. My mother's, I love her to death, and, you know, she's become a great cook, and she married an Austrian pastry chef at this point in her life. But, you know, that's how I got interested in food. And I've always like, you know, I've been an entertainer. I love a good party. But when I met him, he turned it all around in terms of how I cooked and, you know, and obviously we're married now, but we love to have a good party and entertain. And we just were bloggers at one point and having a good time, getting a little drunk in the afternoon, you know, making love. It was the morning, you know, whatever, who cares, drinking some wine. We just met, you know how it goes, right, when you first meet somebody. And we said, we get down in the kitchen. I said, you know, you're really cute. Let me, like, you know, put a camera on you, because I was an actor, and I also direct a little bit and write, and he's a great editor. So this is before YouTube launched, and we managed to, like, get our episodes under 10 minutes, and the minute we, like, pushed them out into the universe via YouTube, like 9 years ago, it exploded, and the Cooking Channel found us. They were just launching, and that's how we have a cooking show. I'm giving you way too much information. You didn't even ask me, but I figured like we're on the topic, right? So
No, that's actually what I was going to ask about you, because we love the contrast between your Frank Queen's attitude and his very traditional, like, country charm. And is that the driving force?
You know, it's funny because
really funny. I don't know.
I've always been like, you know, the romantic, and I always dreamt that one day I would have met a tall, brunette, very quiet girl, you know, from Sicily or Sardinia, the kind of like Mediterranean. And then I got I got you, girl. I'm not letting you go. What are you talking about? I got my fish here. I'm not leaving it.
you got Italian guys though, like, you know.
Yeah, I know. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
This is the banter that's on the show. This is what we love.
No, but seriously, like you know, growing up in more Brooklyn, because I left Queens after. I hate Queens. I was born there, it ends there. But you know, Italian men have a reputation. You're like putos. How do you say that in Italian? I speak more Spanish.
There's only for women. There's not for Italian, for men.
Well,
which is very Italian. You know, a woman can be a man. No, I'm just a man. You know what I mean?
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, so you know, you got the rugged, grown up on a farm going, excellent chef, playing music. I mean, did she stand a chance, or was the Italian charm just overwhelming?
You know, it's funny because when I met her, I had no clue who she was. So for me, it was really about. I'm responding to him, so you want me to talk to you or to him? Okay. When I met her, I had no idea who she was. So really, it was really like the hot girl that came in the dinner party and game on. So for me, I really didn't think twice. I never was.
That's what made you fall.
Well, no, I'm talking about the day that I met you. I wasn't, you know, I wasn't starstruck. I wasn't chasing something different than just her. Like I wanted her, which was cool.
Yeah, he actually didn't know like that I was an actor, or he wasn't interested in. He didn't know what movies I had done, and I found it refreshing because I don't play into all that stuff anyway, and I I wouldn't want to date somebody because of this fake thing. So no, it was just love. He cooked for me, and that was it. I never had a guy cook for me. Like I mean, I was always like buying lingerie, making the house all perfect, having
I can do that. I mean, you know, I still appreciate the lingerie. I'll cook.
Once you get married, you know, as we all know, we don't wear lingerie anymore. The minute you get married, it collects dust in the drawer. I'll have to break it out again, I suppose.
We'll send the kids off to school.
So when you're cooking at your house, is it an all family? Is it an all family affair? Does everyone get involved in the cooking process?
No, I mean, like, you know, it depends. The kids sometimes, most of the time, Julia's always involved, the one who was on stage today. And she wants to be more involved than we want her to be sometimes because, like, she slows down the process to a degree. Like, she demands to be in the kitchen. But for the most part, you know, we're doing homework. By 5 o'clock, we're sitting down, we're doing the homework, who's chopping something while we're doing the homework. And you know, there might be music in the background. We always encourage, like, to turn the television off because we have to focus on the homework. Then, like, things get...
And if I'm doing second grade homework, I am drinking.
I would too.
Yeah, and then, like, you know, then she has a meltdown, and then I'm like, I think I need a glass of wine. You know, and, you know, but yes, it is a family affair to a degree. I mean, you know, we are not a picture perfect family by any means. We're normal, we fight, you know, and throw things.
I think that it's a family affair, not just the cooking process, but more sitting down for the meal. So, you know, you see their hair is. It takes a while to throw them in the shower, convince them to get ready and clean and do the homework. So once dinner is already, if anything, our mission is really to make kitchen, you know, the kitchen has to be the heart of the house. So the way that it used to be when I grew up, you know, with my grandmother and my mother. And because that is really the only window of time that we have during the day to spend with our kids, to ask about the day, to tell them what we're doing, or, you know, their boyfriend. You have a crush on somebody, all that kind of, you know, stuff that is already worrying me a lot.
That's when you roll up and show the tattoos and introduce yourself.
Oh, trust me, I have an excuse to buy a baseball bat. Like, you know, wait for the first date. I'll be on the stoop with a pint of beer and a baseball bat on the other side. But no, actually, I'm looking forward to the boyfriends because I need some testosterone in my life. I rescued a dog, and his scrotum lasted 2 weeks in my house. I'm the only one that is safe. So I need a guy. Like I need guys in my life. So hopefully.
Oh, I was hoping my daughter would be a lesbian, so I didn't have to deal with all that stuff. It'd be a lot easier.
I have too many girls already.
Now, we used to have a female poodle, so between, like, you know, the two daughters, me, one tiny New York bathroom, and a poodle who was a female and was 19 and half dead. He was like, all right, I'm getting a Ducati, I'm going out, and I'm going to buy a dog when she drops dead who's a boy. So, you know, and now he's talking about driving across country on a dude trip with bikes, and I'm freaking out.
So it seems like family and tradition plays a big role for you guys. Are there traditions that you, especially cooking traditions, that you really want to pass down to your daughters, or certain like family specialty dishes that you want to teach them?
To me, it's not really about the recipes. It will be their choice to decide what they like to cook, where their palates bring them. I want them to become good moms, to good wives. I want them to carry on the heritage of the way that we do things. And if one day they fall in love with the Mexican food and they decide that that's their calling rather than Italian, for me it's really more about leaving your kitchen and spending time with your kids and life as a family. That is what is important to me. It's not about what they will eat, really.
Well, plus, one thing you have to know, since you're probably going to have kids down the road, is that you only have a window from when the moment they're born until about 10 or 11, and then they say, F you. And they go and they eat whatever. The minute they get out of the house, they go to middle school, it's over. They go to the pizzeria, the bagel shop. They eat whatever junk they can because you don't have it in the house. They come back to it because it's been instilled in their memory. But in terms of tradition, at least we wrote a cookbook. It's coming out May 3rd of next year, and they'll be able to have that exact book with the measurements, But as long as they eat healthy, you can only hope that they'll be good cooks and good wives and good entertainers. I'm sure they will be because they're already doing it in our house at this point now.
So you talk about family traditions. What are some family traditions in your family?
It's funny because I come from a mixed family. My father is Jewish, my mother is Catholic. So in terms of food, we really never had traditions. The only thing is that I grew up in a kosher kitchen, so I started eating pork when I was 14. When I got my first scooter, I started eating town and buy sandwiches and and all that. The tradition is really the holidays, but even in that, we didn't have food traditions. Like there is not that dish. My uncle, my grandma, my aunt, they do have my aunt makes the tortellini. My grandfather used to boil the fish. My mom used to do whatever it was requested of her. It's what you need, okay. But in terms of dishes that we sit down, it's okay. So today's New Year's, lentils. I would say that's really a lentil soup as a good omen of prosperity for New Year's Eve. That's really the only sacred thing we have in our house.
Actually, with that said, we do the fishes the night before. We don't do all of them. It's wait, how much fish can somebody eat? 7 fishes? Because, even though we're Catholics and Jews, it's a loose combination, so we don't really subscribe to anything hardcore. The lentils are one thing. Because he's Italian, his family doesn't care about the turkey. I spent 1 year making the turkey, the yams, all the fixins, and my daughters and him were eating it and it really tasted good, American. I like Thanksgiving, and I thought, you know what? I was so upset because nobody really cared about it. I've been shopping for 4 days, preparing. So we don't do Thanksgiving anymore. Now we have a porchetta because we make, or the arista. We have some kind of pork generally because he can and we like it.
The other white meat.
We have the lentils for prosperity. We always have the Befana, which is the 6th of January. What is that? What's the 6th? What happens?
It's the Epiphany. The Befana brings coal to the kids that have not behaving properly and candies to the good kids. Yeah. And I like to have the charcoal because it's like sugar.
Yeah. But we celebrate birthdays. We always have cakes. We don't celebrate them before. You celebrate it after, but never before. That's about it.
More on the day.